At its height, the Roman Empire stretched across 3 continents, from the deserts of Africa to the cold forests of northern Europe, from the Atlantic Ocean to the Euphrates River. It was an empire of marble and blood, of discipline and decadence. For nearly 5 centuries, it shaped the world's politics, language, and law. But behind the triumphal arches and golden statues lies another Rome, a world of secrets, forgotten technologies, and stories too strange to fit the image of glory we often imagine. These are the untold secrets of the Roman Empire. The first secret is one of engineering genius that modern science still struggles to explain. The Romans built roads, aqueducts, and monuments that have survived earthquakes, wars, and the slow decay of centuries. But perhaps the most enduring mystery is their concrete, Roman concrete, or opus imenticium. Unlike modern concrete, which crumbles after a few decades, Roman concrete has lasted for 2,000 years. Structures like the Pantheon in Rome, with its massive unreinforced dome, still stand today. For years, scientists couldn't understand why. But recent studies have revealed the secret: the Romans mixed volcanic ash from Mount Vesuvius with lime and seawater. When cracks appeared, water reacted with the lime and caused the concrete to heal itself, a kind of ancient self-repairing material. It was chemistry centuries ahead of its time. Ironically, modern engineers are now trying to rediscover what the Romans already knew. The second secret lies not in stone, but in sound. Roman cities were alive with noise, the clash of metal, the cries of merchants, the roar of the crowds. But hidden within their architecture were acoustic tricks so advanced they bordered on the magical. In the great amphitheaters, like the Colosseum or the theater at Pompeii, every seat could hear a whisper from the stage. How? Roman architects built with a deep understanding of acoustics, shaping walls and ceilings to reflect and amplify sound waves naturally. Even stranger are the so-called acoustic vases, hollow jars found embedded in the walls of some Roman buildings. These acted as resonators, fine-tuning the sound inside temples and theaters. It was as if they engineered the invisible, mastering the physics of sound long before such concepts were formally understood. The third secret concerns Roman medicine, and their surprisingly advanced grasp of the human body. We often imagine ancient medicine as primitive or superstitious, but the Romans, especially under the influence of Greek doctors like Galen, developed an early form of scientific practice. They performed surgeries with bronze scalpels, used opium for pain, and sterilized tools in boiling water, long before the discovery of bacteria. Roman soldiers carried small medical kits, and every legion had trained medics. But one of their strangest practices was the use of gladiator blood as medicine. It was believed to cure epilepsy and other ailments. Crowds would rush into the arena after a fight to collect the still warm blood of the fallen, hoping to absorb their strength. It sounds barbaric now, but it shows how closely the Romans connected the body, spirit, and power, a link that defined their culture in both science and superstition. The fourth secret of Rome is one of luxury and technology, the forgotten world of Roman machines. Rome was powered not just by slaves, but by ingenious mechanisms. They used watermills to grind grain on an industrial scale. In fact, one site in southern France, the Barber-Gall Mill complex, contains 16 synchronized water wheels, capable of feeding an entire city. This was mass production, in the 2nd century AD. They even had automatic doors in temples, powered by hidden steam and pulleys. When priests wanted to impress worshippers, they would heat altars so that steam pressure opened doors by itself, an illusion of divine power. To the people, it was a miracle. To the engineers, it was mechanics. Rome's scientists, like Hero of Alexandria, built early prototypes of steam engines, vending machines, and even robotic servants. If history had taken a slightly different turn, the Industrial Revolution could have begun 2,000 years earlier under the shadow of Roman columns. But perhaps the most intriguing secret of all lies in the social and political fabric of Rome itself, in how an empire so vast held together for centuries. It wasn't just military might. Rome mastered the art of influence. They built loyalty through law, through citizenship, and through spectacle. The phrase bread and circuses, panem et circenses, described the way emperors kept the masses content, free grain, lavish games, and public entertainment. It was social control disguised as generosity. Yet even in that manipulation, Rome achieved something extraordinary. It united hundreds of cultures, languages, and religions under one system. A person from Gaul or Syria could become a Roman citizen, serve in the legions, and rise to power. In a world defined by division, Rome offered identity. That was its true empire, not of land, but of belonging. Still, there were darker secrets, whispered in marble halls and shadowed alleys. The empire's greatness came at a cost. Lead, used in everything from pipes to cosmetics to wine sweeteners, slowly poisoned its people. Roman elites drank from lead goblets, bathed in lead-lined baths, and used lead-based face powder. Modern scientists have found alarming levels of lead in ancient Roman bones, especially those of the wealthy. It's one of history's cruelest ironies. The very metal that symbolized sophistication may have helped to rot Rome from within. And there's another irony: the Romans knew the dangers, at least in part. Pliny the Elder, a Roman author, wrote that lead fumes were harmful to the human body. Yet convenience, luxury, and habit won out over caution. It's a warning that echoes eerily into our modern age. Among the empire's strangest and least discussed secrets was its information network, a kind of ancient internet. The Romans maintained an astonishingly efficient postal system, the cursus publicus, stretching thousands of miles across the empire. Messages could travel from Britain to Syria in just days, carried by relays of horses and runners. They built signal towers on mountaintops to send coded messages using smoke and fire, a forerunner to optical communication. The empire functioned because information moved, fast, organized, and with military precision. In a sense, Rome invented bureaucracy itself: paperwork, passports, travel documents, taxes, logistics, the machinery of civilization. But even this machine, so vast and organized, was not eternal. For centuries, Rome seemed invincible, until it wasn't. Its fall wasn't one moment, one battle, or one invasion. It was a slow unraveling, a decline from within. Corruption, overexpansion, economic strain, and the slow erosion of civic virtue hollowed it out. By the time the barbarians reached the gates, the empire had already crumbled in spirit. And yet, Rome never truly died. Its ideas survived, in our languages, our laws, our architecture, our calendars, our very cities. Every time we walk on a straight road, debate in a senate, or pour concrete, we echo their world. The secrets of the Roman Empire remind us of a deeper truth, that civilizations are both fragile and powerful. Their greatness lies not just in conquest, but in curiosity. The Romans were builders, thinkers, and dreamers. They reached for the eternal, and, in some ways, they found it. Their concrete endures beneath our feet. Their law shapes our justice. Their mistakes warn us of our own. And their spirit, proud, ambitious, flawed, and brilliant, still lives in the world they left behind. Because Rome was never just a place. It was an idea. And ideas, unlike empires, never fall.